Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mon, if you didn't know that already. I am Portuguese, but I have been living in Norway for the past few years. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to kind of do it a bit more, I don't know, like a conversation, like a friend conversation, and talk a bit about the awkward moments I had while living in Norway. These are very awkward, well, not of them, but some of them, two in specific, are very awkward, but I decided anyway I would tell them to you. I don't know why. I will feel a little bit better if you guys write down below awkward moments you had while you were in another country or in another type of culture. I'm going to start from the very beginning, from the time when I moved to Norway, to Oslo more specifically, and me and my boyfriend were invited to a Norwegian party. And we were so excited because, you know, Norwegians can be a little bit closed sometimes, especially when it's like parties with their own group of very close friends. It's not so easy to be invited to these kinds of things, especially when you're new in Norway. So when our friend invited us to a 100% Norwegian party, we were so excited. She just told us the place of the party, which was at her place, and that the party would start at 6 o'clock. So we thought that first it would be dinner, you know, she would make dinner or we would order something. We thought there would be something to eat for dinner because at 6 o'clock you're not supposed to have eaten dinner already, you know? And second, we bought drinks to take and to share with everyone because this is something we were used to do in Portugal. I don't know how it is in your home country, but in Portugal everyone brings a drink and we kind of share it. So we just did that. We bought like a big ass bottle of wine and we just went to the party. When we got there, we rapidly realized that there was not going to be dinner, so everyone had already eaten at home before going to the party. The only food that was there was like some salty crackers and some grapes, and no one was sharing anything. So no one was sharing alcohol or any types of drinks. Like each person had their own drink and were drinking from that drink alone. So we ended up with this big ass bottle of red wine, which I don't even like, for ourselves. It's probably not a big thing, but for us it felt so weird. We kind of like, oh, okay, so this is it, and what are we going to eat? We're really hungry. After that, we just started to eat all the time before going to parties and just take whatever we want to drink and just keep it to ourselves. There was actually one time where we were invited to a Norwegian party and we ate a lot before going, and then we got there and it was there was actually dinner. So we you know, we had dinner twice. Another mistake I've made since living in Norway is regarding the recycling. Norwegians are so serious about recycling, which is great. Don't take me wrong. It's like good for the planet. I really appreciate that. But in Portugal, the colors of the recycling are different from Norway. So like the bins you need to put like the paper and the glass and, you know, are in different colors from the ones in here in Norway. So it's even more confusing, especially in the beginning. So I was always putting the wrong kind of trash in the wrong kind of bin. Yeah, and I could see them looking at me and I could feel like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, you know, like I should do it right, but then like the pressure and you don't know exactly what to do. Even now, after all these years, every time I put something in the trash, I really have to think like serious about it. And sometimes I have to ask, for example, did you know that flowers and plants do not go with the food? Like they're not supposed to be on the same container. I had no idea about this. In my office, they take it so seriously. They even open up the, you know, this like mayo tube, you know, with mayo inside with a little lid. When it's empty, they open up with scissors, open the thing up, clean it inside, and then put it to recycling, which from like my brain just like whoosh, you know, it's, yeah. But now I do it at work, at least. At home I do it a little bit more soft recycling. Another mistake I've made was I didn't know that you cannot keep alcohol in your hand on the while you're on the street if it's not like covered with something. I know there's a lot of countries like this, at least now I know that, but I had no idea. Like in Portugal you can go with a beer or with a bottle of wine just in the street, just walking with it on your hand, but here you cannot. You have to put it on a bag or just hide it. Okay, the next one is quite embarrassing, and if you're Norwegian and you're watching this video, I know you will laugh. I know you will mock me, but I will tell it anyways. I just need to start by saying that you can't forget I am Portuguese and I come from a little bit south of Lisbon where there is no snow ever. So the first time like actually skiing and actually on a snow trip was here in Norway, and it was downhill. The first time I did it, I actually rented the whole equipment. So the guy just, you know, prepared everything and gave it to me. But it is really expensive. So the next time we decided to go skiing, I thought, okay, I'm going to buy some equipment so I don't spend so much money. And I found these really cheap ski boots, second-handed. So I just went to the lady, it was my number, they were perfect, and I just bought them. And you know, went really happy to the ski resort thinking, you know, I wouldn't spend money on ski boots, I just need to rent the skis. So I just got there and told the guy that I wanted to rent a like skis for downhill, and he asked me my height and my weight and gave me skis. And then I went to the bench, put on the boots, and was trying to put the boots on the skis, but they wouldn't like fit. They normally go like, you know, and they get stuck to the skis, but they wouldn't do that. So I went back to the guy and said, look, friend, this is not working, you know, the skis are not getting stuck to the boots, so you probably gave me the wrong skis or something like that. And he's like, oh, let me see, I can help you, and came to help me. And I had cross-country boots instead of downhill boots, which are completely different, and I know that now, but at the time, for me, I had no idea even that it was cross-country and downhill, you know, ski was ski. So yeah, so I was there with cross-country boots, which are very like tiny, like a sneaker, and I needed those big ass ski boots who almost go to your knees and are like robot feet. So he's like, oh, these are cross-country shoes, these are not for downhill, looking at me with, you know, with that face like, oh, these tourists come here, they don't understand anything. And yeah, so I made a fool of myself and I had to pay for the ski boots. Let's think positive. I now have cross-country boots, which I need now because I do cross-country now and I loved. So in a way, the end, it's a good end, but the whole experience was terrible. I felt so bad. And then we didn't have place for the boots as well, so we had to ski with them, like on us. Yeah. So yeah, these were a few of the mistakes I made since moving to Norway, because it's a different culture, you know, and you never know. There's many more, I'm sure. I cannot think of them right now, but if I think of more, I will just write them down and do another video. If you have something similar, mistakes you've made or like embarrassing experiences, just write them down in the comments below. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!